Hello, YouTube live stream. Good afternoon. I am on here to share about Jesus Christ. In the church, people in the church say that people don't know who Jesus Christ is. Yes, they do. People know who he is. They know exactly who he is. People that's rejecting him, they know who he is. hmm They know exactly who Jesus Christ is. I'm finna share Romans 1:19. Romans 1 Romans 1:19. Okay, because people in this world today, they do know who Jesus Christ is. They know. It says in Romans 1, and the wickedness and the wickedness, the wicked and the wickedness of the people who suppress they suppress the truth by their wickedness, since what they made known about God is plain to them because God has made it plain to them. For since the creation of this world, God's invisible qualities and his eternal power and divine nature, God, his divine nature, has been clearly seen and been understood from what has been made. So people are without excuse. People are rejecting it. They are suppressing. They suppress the truth of God. They know who he is. The Romans, heard Paul was speaking to, they were suppressing the truth of God. So people, they know about Jesus Christ. They know he went to the cross. They know he paid for their sins, but they are suppressing the truth. They're suppressing it. And it said people are without excuse for in Romans 1:21. Okay, Romans 21. For they knew God, neither glorified him as God, nor gave him thanks to him, but their thinking became futile, and their foolish hearts were darkened. Though they claimed to be wise, they became foolish and exchanged the glory of the immortal God for images to look like a mortal human being and birds and reptiles. Therefore, God gave them over to sinful desires in their own heart, to sexual immorality, degrading. So it says that they chose to worship the creation. They chose to worship the creation instead of Jesus. And Jesus Christ gave them over to their desires because they had changed the truth of God for a lie. So people are suppressing the truth of God like a beach ball. They pushing it down. They pushing it down. People in this world today, outside the church, they know exactly who Jesus Christ is. They just suppressing his truth. They chose to worship. They chose to worship the creation. They chose to worship the. They chose to worship the creation instead of the Creator. Okay, so they worshiping Mother Earth, then worshiping Jesus Christ. So people know. They know. They know who he is. They know exactly who he is. Okay, they know. People know who Jesus Christ is. They know he went to the cross. They know he paid for their sins, but they suppressing the truth. And I'm praying for the people who are suppressing the truth of God. I'm praying for them, the ones who are suppressing the truth. I'm praying for them. But people know who Jesus Christ is. I knew who Jesus Christ was growing up. I knew who he was. I didn't know I was suppressing the truth, but I've been knowing who he was. So they know. People know. People say, "Oh, people in the church say, oh, the people in this world don't know who God is." Yes, they do. They know. They just suppressing his truth. And they choose to worship the creation instead of the creator. So I'm praying for the people who are suppressing the truth of God like a beach ball, that God's goodness and kindness and love will lead you to repentance. Bye bye.